Hello world, this is Larson Training Centers and it's our weekly memorization and prestidigitation recital. Since most of our people are not in today, I might have to do one just so we get our money's worth, right? Or so you, the viewer, gets your money's worth. So I want to acknowledge a couple things about this week, since this is a historic thing. Our veterans program, and we have Dawn Malone here from the VA. I'll just, if you want to wave, Dawn. Okay, so Dawn Malone from the VA is here. And we have a program that yesterday we made big progress with, and that we had the employer, Fifth Avenue Restaurant Group, here to look at our facility and what we do and get a sense of the students and to reinforce their commitment, Frank Bonanno's commitment to hire our graduates. So that was good, a big milestone for the school. And we had a bit of troubling news that one of our students last week who was here, who's been here for many weeks, had been doing a great job recovering. He backslid, would you call it that? Yeah. He backslid and ended up getting rolled up, sent back to the institution, and he was going to be out when?
He went to parole 29th, 24th.
So when would he be out?
May.
So he would have been out in May, and now he might have a couple more years. He could have a couple more years to do because he backslid. And what I realized from that is that we can't just be a school. We can't say our job is the education piece. Other people are going to do the housing piece. Other people are going to do that piece. I mean, we should be able to do that because we are just a school. But I can think of four recent graduates that when they got out of Casa Grande, they didn't have anything going. And the stress of now all of a sudden I'm free, but I don't have a job. I don't really, I'm afraid to look for things. I don't have this. Life is surrounding me, that they go back to what is comfortable, to the Johan Hari's connection in the Rat Park type of thing. Not that they want to do that. It's just they're not really prepared to face the challenges of life. So what we have to do is we have to become more proactive. And I think the veterans program, in conjunction with, they're already in a facility where they live, their housing is taken care of. We can provide, and they have structure in that housing. There's rules, right? So there's structure in where they live. They have rules they have to follow. We can do the education piece. Fifth Avenue Group will do the employment piece. And along with that employment comes what? Food, because they're working in restaurants. So
A better way of life.
A better way of life. And I think they provide them with uniforms too. We also had another graduate who was doing great, but got caught up in life with girlfriend issues, right?
Oh, yeah.
And lost his job on the spot because she followed him into employment. He's trying to get change. He's banging on the door, and the boss comes over, the supervisor comes over and says, that's it. We can't have this kind of stuff going on in front of our customers. And so, once again, that's a situation where there's probably no structure, right, where he lives. And not that it's an intentional thing, but people don't have the tools. So in that case, education is not good enough, or education and employment are not good enough. It's the education, employment, plus the structured living. On the flip side, we had two prodigal sons return. Rodney was back in here, and he seemed to be in good spirits, seemed to be making progress, making life happen. And then Rashawn was here, who probably now now that Michael fell off the wagon, is probably one of our best success stories, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Because he came in here as, from a totally different life, violent life, right?
Mm.
Very tough, violent life, was resistant to school for how long?
A long time.
8 weeks, half?
Yeah, half time.
For half the time, he came not for good reasons, but Phyllis kept him coming every day. And I guess by about week 8, for whatever reason, he decided he was going to have a positive approach. You leaving, Don?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. That's my town. I go back home to the
Okay. Okay. So thank you for stopping by.
Okay.
So Ray Shun, after about week 8, decided what? What was it that turned him, Phyllis?
I'm thinking about his future.
Okay. So it finally sunk in, the stuff we talk about. He got employment there because of other graduates, right? Did Keith get him the job over there?
I think so.
Okay. So Keith or some other, is John there? Or John's at, Big John's at Shoreline, right?
Ron Walker.
And Ron Walker. Okay. Another graduate, got him there. And Ray Shun talked to some of the new students the other day and was very complimentary about how now he's doing accounting stuff, and he's doing a lot more than just the food prep, food serving stuff at this restaurant. And he said it's because of the stuff he learned here. And so, all is not bad. It's kind of good when students come back. And let's see, Ray graduated when?
Around December, I think.
Okay, when did Rodney?
After me, so maybe March.
Okay. Of what year? 2000?
40.
He said
15.
January last year.
Oh,
Ray or Rodney?
Rodney?
Rodney got in January? Okay, it was after the elections. Okay. So those two guys came in. William Hendricks comes in. So we have our success stories, but it's the ones we lose, it's not good, but it's understandable because life is not easy. What we learned from Johann Hari is that if you don't have some kind of replacement, some connection, then, bad things are going to happen. And my guess is, the other guy's connection with women is not good connections, right? Okay. So that's what we've got. We've got a couple things. Let's see. So maybe I should start it off. Who's going to do the?
I'll do part on set.
Okay.
I'll go after you.
Okay.
We'll all do one today.
All right. So let's see. Which should I do? Jabberwocky, Peepa song. That's kind of easy. I don't think I can do all of Hamlet's soliloquy. Or
Do you know it?
I used to. I don't.
That's the one I'm
If
doing
you
right
can,
now.
if you can keep your head while all about you are losing theirs and blaming you, that would probably be a good one for these times. Let's see. So the road not taken. I'll do Jabberwocky.
Yeah, Jabberwocky.
Okay, because have you done Jabberwocky? Have you? Larry, have you? Okay. Okay, so I'll, so you got to pretend.
I would need
Right.
2 weeks for that one.
Okay. I think you could do it I think, Larry, you could do it in a week. Because you haven't missed one yet, right? You haven't missed one?
No, but I'm not prepared this week, but I got something. I'll
Okay.
say something.
Okay.
I need another week for the one I'm supposed to do.
Which is what? Jabberwocky?
No, what's before?
And I'll let the
Oh, okay, good. Okay, so I'm ready.
quiet on the set.
One,
1,
3, 2, 1.
3. Okay,
3,
wait, let's start over.
Quiet on the set.
3, 2, 1.
Edward
2 and 1.
Edge, Ed Jr.
Quiet Quiet on the set.
3, 2, 1.
No.
Don't say 2 and 1.
3.
All right.
Okay, so the 3 is the only one you say.
Quiet on the set.
3.
Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogoves and the momraths outgrabe. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite and claws that catch. Beware the jub bird and shun the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the mandsome foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree and stood a while and thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffing through the tulgey wood and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous day, calloo callay, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the momraths outgrabe. So what did I miss? One line?
1, 2, 1, 2, and through and through. Yeah, you just forgot and through and through.
Oh,
You did it right though.
okay. So I'll do Peepa's Song.
Okay.
Peepa's Song by Robert Browning. The years in the spring, the days in the morn, mornings at 7, the hillsides do pearl. The lark's on the wing, the snail's on the thorn, God's in his heaven, all's right with the world.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of on a roll now.
Smile? Or smile?
Well, I'm thinking of Hamlet's soliloquy.
Okay.
Do you have that one out?
I'm looking for it.
It's kind of like
There it is.
the middle section, the beginning and the middle and the end section I have a little bit of trouble with. But other than that, I'm okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll see how far we can go. It might only be 3 lines. Okay, which one is it? No, just kidding. Hamlet's Soliloquy by William Shakespeare. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take up arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing in them. To die, to sleep, no more. And by a sleep to say we end the heartache and thousand natural shock that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. There's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come puzzles the will. No. For in that sleep of death, what? No.
What dreams might come
What dreams might come
when we have shuffled.
when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. For in that sleep of, no.
There's respect.
There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the
Laws delayed.
law's delay, the insolence of office,
And the spurs.
and the spurs of that patient merit of the unworthy takes. Who,
When he.
what?
When he himself.
When he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than to fly off to others we know not of. And thus conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus the sickly hue of resolution, the native hue of resolution is sicklied over with the pale cast of thought. And enterprises of great pitch and moment in this regard turn awry and lose the name of action. soft you now, fair Ophelia, nymph. In thy orisons may all my sins be remembered.
Yeah.
How was that?
Good. Perfect.
Well, not perfect, but
Almost.
okay. Okay, let's try Mark Antony's speech. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay. All
This is the Ed Bevel Aqua show today. Okay. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do live after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you that that Caesar was ambitious. And Brutus is a honorable man. Is that it?
If it were so.
Oh, if it were so, it were a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, come I to speak at Caesar's funeral.
He was my friend.
He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him with the kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus says, but here am I to speak what I do know. No. Oh, here am I to speak what I do know. As you know me, all a plain, blunt man. No, that's at the end. You all did love him once. What cause then withholds you? What cause then withholds you to love him now? No, to mourn for him. O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beast, and men have lost their reason. Forgive me, I must pause while my heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause while it comes back to me. But yesterday the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Yet, now lies he here, lies he there, marred, and none so poor to do him reverence. O masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, what would come of it? I should do Brutus wrong and Cassius wrong, who, as you know, are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I would rather wrong myself and wrong the dead, wrong myself, than to wrong such honorable men. Be here as a parchment. 'Tis the will of Caesar. With the seal of Caesar. 'Tis his will. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. Let but the commons hear it, and this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read, but they would go and kiss poor dead Caesar's wounds and dip their napkins in his sacred blood, and bequeathing, and beg hair of him, and bequeathing it into their will, in their wills unto their issue. And dying member, mention it in their wills, bequeathing it unto their issue.
Patience, gentle friends.
Have patience, gentle friends.
I must not read it.
I must not read it. It will make you mad.
It is not meet.
It is not meant that you should know that you are his heirs.
It's not meant to know how Caesar loved
It was not meant that you know how Caesar loved you.
You're not wood.
You are not wood, you are not stone, but men. And being men, it will inflame you. It will inflame your hearts to mutiny and rage.
Hearing the will of Caesar will inflame you and make you mad.
Hearing the will of Caesar will inflame you and make you mad.
It's good to know.
'Tis good you know not that you are his heirs. Oh,
Or if you should,
for if you should, what would come of it?
patient.
Have patience.
Will you be patient?
Oh, will you be patient? Will you stay with me?
I have overshot.
I have overshot myself Huh?
To tell you of it,
to tell you of it. I've overshot myself to tell you of it.
I fear a wrong honorable man.
I fear I've wronged the honorable men whose
Dagger.
daggers have stabbed Caesar.
I do fear.
I do fear.
If you have tears,
If you have tears, prepare to shed them now.
you all do know.
You all do know this mantle. I first presented it.
I remember.
I remember when I first presented it to him on the Lupercal the day he overcame the Nervii.
First time ever Caesar put it on.
Oh, the first time ever Caesar put it on in his tent the day he overcame the Nervii.
Look in this place.
Look in this place ran Cassius' dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made.
Through this.
Through this, the noble Brutus stabbed. No,
The one blessed.
the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. This, oh, and as he plucked his cursed steel away,
Mark how the blood.
mark how the blood of Caesar followed it. This was the most unkindest cut of all.
As rushing out of doors.
As rushing out of doors
To be resolved.
to be resolved.
If Brutus saw it coming.
If Brutus so unkindly knocked,
Or no.
or no.
For Brutus.
For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel.
Judge.
Judge,
Oh, you guys.
judge, oh you gods,
How
how dearly Caesar loved him.
This was the most unkind.
This was the most unkindest cut of all.
For when the noble.
For when the noble Caesar saw him stabbed
In gratitude.
in gratitude, more
More strong than.
strong than traitors'
Arms.
arms, quite vanquished him,
Burst.
and burst his mighty heart.
And in his mouth.
And in his mantle,
Muffling up his.
muffling up his face,
Even at the base of.
even at the base of great Pompey's statue, or even at the base of Pompey's statue,
Which all the while.
ran blood,
Grace.
great Caesar fell.
Oh, what a fall.
Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen.
Denying you.
And I and you,
And all of us fell down.
and all of us fell down.
Was bloody treason.
Well, it's bloody treason flourished over us.
But now you weep.
Oh, now you weep.
And I perceive you fell.
And I perceive you feel
The dent of pity.
the dint of pity.
These are gracious drops.
These are gracious drops.
Kind souls would weep you.
What?
Kind souls would weep you.
Kind souls, what weep you now that you there are Caesar's vesture wounded?
Look you here.
Look you here at Caesar's vesture wounded.
Here is himself marred as you see.
Oh, here is himself marred as you see with traitors,
Good friends. Good friends.
good friends,
Good friends.
sweet friends.
Let me not stir you up.
Let me not stir you up to mutiny and rage.
They that have done this deed.
They that have done this deed are noble, and what griefs they have, alas, I know not.
That made them do it.
That made them do it, and
They are wise and honorable.
they are wise and honorable men, honorable, and
Will no doubt.
will no doubt,
Reasons answer you. With reasons.
with
answer you.
reasons, answer you.
I come not, friends,
I come not, friends,
to steal away your
to
hearts.
steal away your hearts.
I am no orator.
I am no orator as Brutus is, but here am I,
But as you know me.
but as you know me, a plain, blunt man that
Love my friend.
love my friend,
And that they know full well.
and that they know full well that gave me leave to
Speak of.
speak at his funeral, speak of it.
I have neither wit
For I have neither wit nor words nor actions or utterance
But the power of speech.
or the power of speech
To stir men's blood.
to stir men's blood,
I only speak right on.
I only speak right on,
Tell you that.
which you yourselves do know.
Show you sweet.
Show you sweet Caesar's wounds, poor wounds, sweet poor Caesar.
Poor dumb mouth.
Poor dumb mouths, and bid them speak for me.
Were I.
But were I Brutus and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony that would ruffle up your spirits to
Put it on.
put a tongue in every wound of Caesar
That should move
that should move
the stones.
the stones of Rome to rise in mutiny.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phyllis. Oh, well, I got maybe a third of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What was that?
That was the last one we do. That
Mark
was
Antony's
Mark
speech.
Antony's speech.
Wow.
That is a poem that they do here.
Yeah, that's the last
Wow.
one. That's the one, if you do it, you
Has
get
anybody ever nailed it?
3 people
Oh, yeah.
or 4 people.
Wow.
Saul, Israel, Emphalme. Oh, 5 people. Emphalme,
Manual.
Manuel, and
Wow.
Sapphira.
Wow.
5 people. Okay, so you got to do better than that. Because clearly the last one I didn't know. But, okay, next.
You guys want to go next?
Wow, that was like 15 minutes. I never heard that one.
It's a long one.
Larry, you gonna do 3, 2, 1? After I do 5 and 6, you gonna do 3, 2, 1? You gonna do 3, 2, 1?
Sure.
Quiet on the set.
My name is Jesus Sanchez.
Hold on. Larry, did you 3, 2, 1?
Oh, 3,
Wait. Quiet on the set.
3, 2.
My name is Jesus Sanchez. This is my 11th week at Larson Training Center, and I will be residing a purple cow. I never seen a purple cow. I never hope to see one, but I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one.
Good,
And I'll be reading.
pretty good.
That was it? That was the whole thing?
Yeah, don't you remember that? You remember the purple cow?
Yeah, I did it, but
That was in and out.
that was, okay.
I will be reading If by Rudyard Kipling from 1865 to 1936. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies or being hated. Don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your claim, your aim, if you can meet with the triumph and disaster and treat those 2 impostors just the same, if you can bear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves, to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn, off pitch and toss, and lose it, start again and your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they're gone, and so hold when there is nothing in you except with the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk the kings, nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but not too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance runs, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. and which is more, you be a man, my son. All right, Larry.
All right, Larry, you want me to go before you, or you want to go after me?
You want to do it?
Oh, I'll just get it out of the way.
Try to make me know that.
I'm gonna do,
Yeah. It's so nerve-wracking.
You ready? Point of set.
3, 2, 1, go.
hello world, my name is Larry Wayne Spellman. I'm from Casa Grande and I'm at my 8th week at Larson's Training Center. I'm gonna say a prayer for the entire world, my Lord's Prayer. My Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we have forgiven those who have trespassed against us. Lord, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Okay, you ready? You do point on set. This is you just do to him.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Quiet on the set.
3.
Hello, my name is Phyllis, and I'll be reciting Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful faces are they that wear the light of a pleasant spirit there. Beautiful hands are they that do deeds that are noble, good, and true. Beautiful feet are they that go swiftly to lighten another's woe. That concludes our weekly memorization. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Very good. Very nice. I like the smile and everything. Very good.
Oh.